Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat, and this is the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about new efforts in the state legislature to offer incentives to get Californians to buy zero-emission vehicles and to use them on the highways. My guest this segment is Bob Blumenfield, who's a member of the State Assembly from the San Fernando Valley. Thank you very much for being with us.
Happy to be here.
Let's talk first of all about the overall problem. I mean, we all know mobile sources are the #1 contributor to greenhouse gases. And California does, in fact, have a pretty ambitious program to reduce greenhouse gas from mobile sources going out to 2025.
Right.
But it hasn't. We're getting a slow start, aren't we?
We're getting a slow start. We're seeing more and more of these vehicles on the road, but they still account for less than 0.001% of the vehicles out there. There's 22 million cars, 5 million trucks on the roads today, and just tens of thousands, about 30,000 of these vehicles that are out there now.
Why do you think so? I mean, is it the auto manufacturers haven't come up with glamorous enough cars, or do you think the public is reluctant? I mean, I know we've tried incentives over the last few years to get folks to drive these cars.
Well, the incentives have worked. I mean, the incentives on the Priuses and the earlier stage cleaner vehicles worked great, and people bought those, so much so that when the program phased out, a lot of people the yellow stickers were concerned because they wanted to have those stickers on their vehicles, but it's now a very well sold vehicle. People are buying them. So now the question is, how do we get to that next phase to get the zero emission vehicles and the ultra low emission vehicles sold? And part of the way to do that is to create incentive programs in addition to the financial incentive programs that are out there. Do things to remove the barriers that people face when they try to purchase these vehicles.
And so I know one effort that you're involved with is allowing those folks to drive in the HOV lanes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, this came up last year. It was one of the bills that I had in terms of whether or not when these lanes were changed from HOV lanes to HOT lanes, meaning toll lanes, right, whether or not they would still be allowed to, single occupancy vehicles and clean and zero emission vehicles would still be allowed to ride on those roads. So I passed a law that said yes, they can still ride on those roads. I also had a number of other bills. One of the big disincentives has to do with financing. A lot of people, when they want to purchase a clean vehicle, they don't want to separately finance the charger. So I had a bill that would allow car dealers to build it all into one loan, which required state legislation to do that. But now that barrier is removed, a lot of people are able to use these vehicles or purchase and finance these vehicles. Now,
your new legislation, proposed legislation, would carry out these incentives for another 10 years.
Well, specifically, there's an incentive that's going to sunset in 2015 if we don't do something, and that's the incentive for the white sticker program and the green sticker program, allowing folks to be on the HOV lanes and the HOT lanes if they have these zero emission vehicles. So my bill basically will extend that so that it doesn't expire in 2015, extend it all the way out to 2025 so that it's in line with our goals, our clean air goals that have been set by the state.
Only a little time left, but it does seem that the auto manufacturers are coming around to this, and they're coming up with some new interesting models.
There's a lot of new cars that are being proposed out there, and it's been shown that this incentive, even though financially it doesn't give the driver that much, but it's both a psychological incentive and just a commuting incentive, has really made a difference.
Especially in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, especially in LA.
Bob Blumenfield, thank you very much for coming by and talking to us about this issue. Best of luck moving forward with this measure. I know you've had success in the past. Thanks again.
Great, thank you.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can watch this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government on Demand. I'm Steve Swat. Thanks for watching.